What's going on, guys? We're back with another build video, going over another raid role. I'm gonna have my variation of it, and I understand that there is many different builds and variations to what we're going to be covering, which is the Fiser tank, being able to stay inside, stay alive, and also calling out the codes, shooting weak points, but as you'll see in the footage, it is a lot easier when you have someone on to help you out, even as the Fiser tank. I'm going to be running a 3 red, 3 blue build for this one. As always, if you are enjoying the content, then feel free to drop a like button. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's figure out how to do this, and let's get into the build. I have got a little bit of a not quite the norm build here, as you can see, for what I use for Fiser. I find it very easy though. It's got good survivability. It has pretty good damage to a point where you can get them down to 4 armor bars without too much effort. If your team is weak on DPS, you have that whole time to drop them down to the 4 armor bars. You can proc off the train from there. But as you can see, running a demolitionist for the extra burn damage. If you were to have burn mods, which is certainly a possibility or an option, you could run any other specialization. I think the demolitionist is just kind of better. You're giving the rest of your team that extra 5% damage out of cover. Keep in mind there's 6 other people out shooting enemies, 5 if you have a solo top, but you have your 2 on C, your 2 on A, and your 1 on B, and then we run a solo top. And I mean, technically the extra damage is helpful to them. So if somehow no one else is running demolitionist, at least you have it. Into the build, I am running another build with a Ravenous here. I will, there we go. Let y'all read this if you want to pause it. But again, we're going to be using the Ravenous because we were looking for the bonus armor. We don't really care about the bonus damage for this build. I'm going to be, the shooting from your right is actually kind of pointless, but when fired from your left shoulder, you get the defensive primers. So you're going to see me in the playthrough, and I'll be talking you through it. But basically, we're going for all the bonus armor in the world to stay alive from the excessive heat and grenades and flamethrower. And also, we can take advantage of the bonus armor and the amplified damage. We're going to use the 612 shotgun. I have Optimist on it. It works pretty good. This thing's almost perfectly rolled. And I use this to cancel the Fiser fart. So, and I normally can stack enough armor to not have any issues stacking or canceling the fart. It takes maybe 2 or 3 shots if I have armor stacks, but it can still do it with, I have more than enough DPS. It's 5, maybe 6 shots from the 612. If I am not stacked up on armor. Into the rest of the build, TDI card really is not a huge deal. If for some reason you need to throw your hive to someone, you can grab the TDI card, but it's just kind of sitting there to sit there. I am running a Hollow Man mask. Again, not required. I do recommend a y'all piece here, a y'all mask or a y'all piece somewhere in your build, because that's going to give you the 10% hazard protection. From there, you also have your 10% hazard protection. I've rolled onto it, and then I am running crit chance mods just for that little extra hope of doing any damage. From here, I'm going to go to, I'm using a Hunter Killer chest, Perfect Intimidate. It did recently get nerfed in TU15. So while you have bonus armor, gain 1 stack each second up to a max of 8. This is, I think, 8, and I think it's 5 on the regular Intimidate chest. But if you're standing next to Fiser and the train, that is 2 sources to proc your adrenaline rush. So you are pretty consistently, at least at the beginning of the fight, you have the bonus armor, and even throughout the fight you'll get bonus armor, as you'll see. I'm running a second piece of Golan. I've re-rolled it to weapon damage, and I have hazard protection and armor regen. And then because I'm running the 2-piece, I have status effects, which I don't care about, but I do care about that extra 1% armor regen. So that helps me stay alive as well. I am working on optimizing this one, but it's just a Bellstone backpack, armor regen, hazard protection. Again, running a crit chance mod. We are also running the Seska pieces, 2 Seskas. So that's an extra 10% hazard protection. On top of everything else, I have 10% hazard protection, more armor regen, and I'm running weapon damage here. Same piece is literally identical, gloves and knee pads. And obviously these pieces can all be kind of rotated around. If you find a Seska backpack that has Adrenaline Rush, that has armor regen, has pro, you could roll armor onto it. Or you could keep it as a weapon damage. Kind of move these pieces around. Nothing's really set in stone in how these pieces are organized. The Hollow Man, if you're going to use that, is obviously only a mask. Hunter Killer is obviously only a chest. But those are only 2 named pieces I'm using on the armor sets. I use a striker drone, and I've kind of gone back and forth. I've used a striker drone. I have used a decoy. The decoy works pretty well to get him to leave you alone for a little bit. Striker drone works okay to get him to leave you alone for a little bit. And this is during the water phase. You'll see me pop out my striker drone while we are getting ready to throw water, just so that I'm not getting hit with fire or getting thrown grenades at, or, basically just make him leave me alone. We are running 1.3 million armor, which seems like not much, but I do have the 2% armor regen, Golan, and then the 1 Bellstone piece. And so here we have my armor regen. It's 49,690. Not amazing. It's definitely not a huge armor regen build, but it does work very, very well for just that extra bring you back up while you're collecting yourself. My damage is nothing special, nothing particular. Crit chance, crit damage is in the toilet. Headshot, meh. No big deal. My job is to stay alive inside the forge and not necessarily to do damage. I do shoot at the weak points with the Ravenous. I use the 612 for canceling the fart. Revive Hive just in case you go down. It's definitely a possibility, especially when you're only running 1.3 million. There is many other builds. That is the quick overview of my Fiser tank build. I will see you guys in the play-by-play talk through as we go through all of Fiser, and hopefully you like the video. As always, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and if there's any build specifically that you want to see, or any position for any raids that you want to see that you don't understand, I'd be happy to do that. Just leave it in the comments below, and I will do my best to get that out as soon as possible. So see you guys in a second. All right, so here we are in the forge. I'm in through B, as I typically do. I'll put up in the top right corner of your screen a little cheat sheet. I use it too, just so I don't have to memorize it completely. But the M is what I'm looking for, the Mary code. That's going to be screen 5. It's going to be a reoccurring theme to this particular raid, but it can be any one of those codes for screen 1 through 6. What the hell? Come on. You can't dance while you're taking damage, apparently. Scrolling, hang on. So you hear the term scrolling. Scrolling means it's scrolling. It's pretty self-explanatory, but you can tell that control room there on the steering what it means, and then you can say, hey, it's scrolling, meaning I can't see the code just yet. Give me 1 second. That way they're not like screens, hey, hello. You're just like, hey, it's scrolling. They get it. So from here, I'm basically going to manage my health and work on bringing his down closer to 4 bars. We do have a really good team put together here. This is a lot of Wipe Squad Clan, a lot of old friends that we've been playing with. Like this. We have a very good team, very solid team. So the first thing I'm going to be waiting for is I'm going to wait and see when he stops shooting me, which will be coming up here very shortly. Once he stops shooting at me, he's going to run straight to that spot, and this always means that he's trying to do a fart, which is a wipe of everything inside the forge. So anyone in there will be dead if they don't cancel that or run out. So that was our first cancel. As you notice, I just procced the Ravenous a little bit, hit him with the 612 and cancels it without any issue. It's between 2 and 5 shots.
Chugga can deal with it right now.
So I keep looking up because I'm trying to just kind of get my coordination or my orientation around inside the forge. Also, I know that weak points are going to be coming up. We're moving very quickly through this. We have, like I said, it's a very experienced team. So we have that on our benefit. Now, when you hear this alarm means rockets. If you're on A or C or however your squad does it, sometimes they do just A, sometimes they do just C. But this is the alarm you want to hear. The rockets are a wipe mechanic that are built in. If you do not shoot the rockets, this portion of the raid is over and you're going to wipe and you're going to have to go back. So we are at 100%. I'm going to take away that little screen in the corner because we don't need that anymore. And here I'm looking up at the weak points, looking at my health, looking at what's going on. I do have someone on alpha side. They're going to come in and shoot because they have a lot more damage than I do. They're on probably a 6 red DPS build. I also have a fart coming up here and I'm well aware of that. So we're watching for the fart. Oh, there's the first weak point. I'm going to move and I'll kind of help him a little bit with the second weak point and even the third one. Again, I got to kind of manage my health here. So here's what I'm looking for. He's going to stop paying attention to me. Sometimes he does that stomp. We're going to get right up on it. And then 3 shots, 4 shots, boom. Fart's canceled. So he is pouring. That means I'm going to be responsible for water. He just farted, so ready when you are. So here I'm going to proc my attack drone, which will kind of just get him to leave me alone for a minute. It doesn't work 100% of the time. You're still going to have him throwing grenades and shooting your flames at you, but it gets his attention a little bit. Basically, though, once I stop shooting at him, he pretty much leaves me alone. So I'm waiting for them to tell me I have water. I still get knocked off. We're going to put a little bit more on here, and that's that. Now, my healer decided to throw his healing hive out. He probably has a healing drone on him, I'm guessing, at this point. I actually didn't look at his build prior. So we're going to go and we're going to get back into that healing hive. Try and also bring him a little closer to the team because obviously they have damage fall off. But they are melting through him with little to no effort. I kind of stay here just to keep his aggro a little bit if I can, whatever I can do. My drone was still up, so it was doing everything. And now it's just running out and killing things. I don't do any damage. I actually end up getting taken out here very shortly where I'm just a target. I'm like a decoy at this point. Thank you guys for watching this one on the Fiser walkthrough and build guide. I'm going to be doing one for diagnostic here in the future, so stay tuned for that one. Keep an eye out for it. As always, like, subscribe, leave a comment with what you want to see next, and I will see you guys when it is ready. That's how you do it, boys. GG's. What? Shoot the rockets?
Yeah, shoot the rockets.